titles. They are back for more here in 2017, as is our staff Clevelander, hometown hero Vince Cellini, who joins us from outside the queue. Hey, Vince.
What's up, fellas? What's up out here at Gateway Plaza? Once again, it's starting to get pretty exciting out here. It was mayhem last year in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. And here, hours before the game, fans are here. It's a great place to watch the game if you don't have a ticket to get inside. And it's really great when the Indians are at home next door at Progressive Field, and they will be on Friday when they return to play here. But as far as the Cavs are concerned, Ty Lue on Tuesday stood his ground, saying that he's not going to change the style of this team, even though they're playing the Golden State Warriors. And he's not going to change the starting lineup either. There was some talk about possibly Iman Shumpert replacing J.R. Smith at the shooting guard position. That is not going to happen. And maybe Lue remembers what happened a year ago in the finals, as J.R. Smith's performance mirrored that of his team, really struggling in the first two games, both losses. He only had 8 points in the first two games of the 2016 NBA Finals. He hit the first points, a 3, in the 17 Finals, and has not scored since. He is 1 of 6. But the thing about J.R. Smith, as you guys know, you kind of got to ride him out, because last year he came home for Game 3, and in part of that Cleveland blowout, he had 20 points, including 5 threes. Those are the kind of games that J.R. Smith can give you, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-pointers. But the thing for him, more than offensively, is that he has to be a better two-way player and not drift and lose focus as he did in Oakland for Games 1 and 2. And if you think his confidence is waning, then you don't know Swish, because he said about this, "My confidence level has never dwindled, lacked, chipped, nothing." He still believes he's one of the best players on the floor when he is playing. We'll see if that happens tonight. Also with Cleveland, as they return home, I think it's time to take a deep breath and re-engage about who they are defensively. Right now, Golden State in 2 games is shooting almost 40% from 3. In the regular season, Phoenix shot 38% from 3, and that was a league worst. I know that's regular season. They've also given up 15 threes a game. That can't happen. That is unacceptable. But as far as the big 3 is concerned, it's not just LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love. Kyrie Irving said, look, the approach is this is a total team effort. In fact, his quote was this: "We need everything and everybody." But out here in Gateway Plaza, with Old School playing in the background, playing that funky music, white boy, people here are very, very optimistic. And we'll continue to be hanging out in the plaza and be back later. I'll have Sekou Smith with me, and we'll talk about an anniversary in the finals for LeBron James, and also what this game tonight could mean for his finals legacy. Matt, guys.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. You played that funky music. A lot of people feel like, in addition to the other potential changes, that the Cavaliers may want to play a little slower in Game 3 and moving forward. And that takes us to the stat of the night, presented by Corona Extra. So far, not surprisingly, both the offense and defense have been significantly worse than the rest of the postseason for the Cavaliers, while the pace has shot way up and well above what they normally might play. Despite those results so far, Tyronn Lue has doubled down on this speed thing.
Oh, we have to play fast. You know, that's our game. And you saw early in the first half when LeBron's able to attack and get downhill with the floor open, that's when we're at our best. And if they help, you know, kicking it out for 3. So we want to play with a pace, you know, but to play with pace, you got to get stops. So when we get stops, we want to get out and run. We want to play with pace, and we want to attack early.
That's not our game. We don't play slow-down basketball.
The way they're matching up with us defensively, it allows them to get out and transition a lot quicker. You know, you just watch film, and you know, when Clay is on me and you know, a few of the other guys are helping off or in a specific defensive position, they're able to capitalize off our long jump shots, or myself and Brian attacking the rim, or a little scuffle underneath the rim, and then they spread out with their wings, and they do an unbelievable job of running and creating that tempo, whether it be layups or threes.
It's interesting that the Cavaliers keep insisting that they're not a slow-paced team. In the regular season, they were in the bottom half of the league in terms of pace. And doesn't common sense just dictate that if you're playing against a team that wants to play as fast as the Warriors, maybe you might want to zag where they're zigging?
The great John Wooden used to say, be fast, but don't hurry. You can play fast, but you have to play under control. Game 1, when you have 20 turnovers, you'll never beat Golden State with that. So they should play both ways. You know, when they get the opportunity to run with aggression, take high percentage shots. If the other's not performing well, now you got to slow it down, call plays. LeBron has to get in the post. You know, Kyrie has to, you have to give him room on the opposite of the floor, let him go one-on-one. But they could play fast, but they just can't hurry.
What do you think, guys? More go for the Cavaliers or more grinding?
Of all, those stats you showed were just one of the reasons I hate analytics. To compare the Warriors to the Boston Celtics, of course they're going to score more against the Celtics, and of course the Warriors are going to score more than the Celtics. That's why those numbers, when they come to analytics, mean absolutely nothing. It's about players. Listen, it's like a boxing match. You don't want to slug it out with the Warriors. You have to be selective running. I saw the best job of coaching I've seen when the Spurs played against the Suns a lot of the playoffs. And
the Steve Nash Suns back in the mid part of the
The Spurs selectively ran. They didn't want to get in that Mike D'Antoni great offensive system. Let's just see who can score the most points. They ran when they had a great opportunity. When they took the ball out the net, they ran their offense. You have to be smart, like Shaq says. You have to be smart how you run against this team.
So would you say they've been smart so far through the 2 games?
Well, I just think they've gotten punched. It's hard to, first of all, that's another thing people don't even talk about. When you're down 10, 12 points at the end of the quarter, you can't play slow, Matt. You have to factor that in also. You just have to be smart and run. Hey, when they score, run your offense. Don't try to come back down and shoot another 3 to keep up with them. When they score, take it like, okay, now. But when they miss, then you run.
That seems to be the temptation that so many teams fall for. The Warriors score quickly. Oh, we've got to go back and score quickly.
But you can't beat them playing their own game, Michael. They got more weapons.
I agree with both of these guys, but the Cavs have to play faster, period. They're not a half-court team. You'd rather see J.R. Smith.
You want to see him even faster.
Yeah, playing fast, though, like these guys said, it doesn't mean you shoot a shot. It just means you push the ball past half court. You can play fast with pace and then slow it down and pull out, but they have to. Like Chuck said, those numbers don't mean anything. But when they played against the Celtics, they were better when they played fast. When they played against other teams, they're better. Why? Because you have LeBron James coming full speed at you, and you can't stop him on the fast break. Then Kyle Korver doesn't have to be face guarded in half court. Kyle Korver is much better when they push the ball, and you can toss it to him back on the 3, and you don't know where he is. The same with J.R. Smith. They don't have Tristan Thompson, can't score on the post up. He has to run down there, duck in. If he gets a layup, good. If not, get out the paint, get back in. They have to play faster. Yeah, you have to play faster.
Go ahead.
The one thing I would say when we talk about LeBron James has to go in the post, because if Kevin Durant's guarding him, Kevin Durant can't guard him in the post. And number one, doesn't give him a good chance of getting Kevin in foul trouble. And that'll hurt them on the offensive end. Because, like I say, getting the ball out on the floor, shooting jumpers, that does not help him. But I'm going to make Kevin Durant guard me. Because he's like, okay, I can't stop you on the other end, but I'm going to take your little skinny behind down in the post, and I'm going to just like, that's going to force the Warriors to double him, and that'll open up J.R. Smith. That'll open up Kyle Korver and those guys. Because LeBron too physically strong for him down there. That's the one adjustment I can see them making.
These have been the 2 fastest-paced games of the entire postseason so far. You know, Tyronn Lue also seemed to hint in terms of the speed of the game that he wanted to play with tempo, move the ball a little more quickly. Cleveland's been a heavy isolation team. That's been true the last couple of years as well. Do they need to move it around a little more, or can they continue to be an ISO team?
And ISO teams play slow. Because you get over half court,
exactly right.
and you can't play that way. The only guys that can get their own shot on this team are 2 guys, LeBron and Kyrie. Everybody else, space out. Let me set the table for you if I'm LeBron or Kyrie. Let those guys play fast, everybody get in their space. And that has a lot to do with tempo. Because if you play slow and you go down, you work it in, you don't have a Shaq, you don't have a Chuck, you throw it in the post and you miss 3 shots. Golden State's playing fast, and that could be, as Chuck said, 9-0. So you have to play with pace and tempo. You just have to be smart and police yourself. But these guys have to play fast so that in the half-court game, they're playing fast and they're moving and cutting, not just standing around. One-on-one ball against a team with 2 MVPs under 30, I don't know if you can win that way.
And if you play stagnant basketball, the Golden State Warriors can guard you. But if you move them, then you can possibly break that defense down. But if you got the ball, you hold it, you dribble between your legs, and the guys are looking and talking to the other side, they're a great defensive team. But you always have to keep a defensive team moving. And, you know, I agree with Chris. You got to move the ball and play a little faster.
Be interesting to see not only if LeBron James posts up tonight a little more, but if they continue to go to Kevin Love. They had success with that early in game 2, less so early on in game 1 when they tried it and really got nothing out of it. We've got much more coming up here on this 90-minute edition of Game Time live at the finals. Plenty more ahead here. When we come back, Vince Carter joins Brent Barry and Dennis Scott on the floor with some ideas on how to get Kyrie Irving clicking in this series.
Brent Barry back here, NBA Finals action on the floor in Cleveland with full man and half amazing. We're going to break down some of the finals action for you when we get back.